How's it feel to be the Missouri State head coach?
I mean, it's exciting. Right now, things are going 100 miles an hour. Lots to get done, getting the staff together. We still have a couple of positions we need to fill for the fall now that we've come in and seen the roster, that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, everything's great. Springfield is a great town that I've been able to see so far, and just ready to get started. You know, anytime you kind of come into a new job like this, you're raring to get going. We'll start practice Friday. We had our first team meeting last night, just to kind of a meet and greet more than anything with the team. So exciting, ready to start.
Just how much familiarity did you have with the program before taking the job and applying for it?
I definitely knew the history of the program. Anybody that's been in Division I volleyball over a period of time understands how well this program has done for forever, you know, and the history of the great coaches and some really good players that have come through here, and not even just head coaches, but a lot of assistant coaches that are still coaching Division I. Where I've had, when I was at Tulsa, I know we played against Missouri State, I think at least twice. And for some reason, I was thinking there was a third time somewhere in my 23 years that we played them again. But I know definitely from recent history of playing against the team. And, well, I should say, I know the third time. The third time was this past season when I was at Ole Miss. But I felt like there was even a time earlier than that. So really familiar with the success of the program, but, you know, of course, didn't know a lot of the details. Never had been here on campus. Beautiful campus. This facility's unbelievable. I mean, walked in my first day, they had me go to multiple interviews for about, I don't know, 4 hours to 5 hours, and then Casey walks me into the gym, and I look at it and I said, you should have got me off the plane and walked me straight to the gym. I mean, why did it take so long to get me here? Great team room, great locker room. We have our own film room. I mean, things that a lot of times, even on the Power 5 level, teams don't have that. So the pieces are in place from a recruiting standpoint when we get them here on campus to convince them to play here for sure.
Coach Derek Shores with the Standard, just what are your plans, expectations you have to kind of instill within the program?
Well, we want to get it back to where the expectations are, winning conference championships, going to the NCAA tournament, hopefully winning at least a first round match there in the NCAA tournament. Those are definitely the long-term goals. I know short-term wise, we've got some work to do. We're coming off a season where they didn't just have a ton of success. So we are coming in as the third staff in about a 6-month time period. So they went from getting coached through the summer to a new coach coming in, new philosophy. Now they have another one coming in February. So there's going to be some, probably some growing pains as they get used to the way I like to do things and my philosophy and that sort of thing. But the administration understands that and understands that it's going to be a process. So that was one of the things that sold me on it too, is we know where this program should be, but it's going to take time to get that back.
Coach, Matt Ring from Cullerton, the local CBS. Obviously, last year the struggles on the court, also with the violations, the program has kind of maybe lost itself a bit. Just how important is it to you to not only establish your image here on this program, but also just a positive image back to the team headed into the new year?
Well, I mean, community-wise, this program is thought very well of, and you don't want to, you know, paint a picture of the program after having this bump in the road. I mean, the program's bigger than the head coach. The program, you know, with the amount of success that it's had, like I said, ever since it's been here, I don't think will be defined by what just happened. You know, that's what we're going to preach to the players, is this is about a new start, fresh start, moving forward from now on. And so obviously I wasn't here when all that stuff happened, so I don't feel like I'm even though I'm kind of coming in the wake of this stuff, I don't feel like I'm in the middle of it. I feel like I'm on the back end of it. And so they brought me in to, I don't know, about lack of a better term, kind of come in and clean that up just a little bit. But, you know, we're positive. We're confident that we're going to come in and establish a winning program. We're going to have players that are involved in the community. Coaches are going to be involved in the community. And that's what we want, is we want this to be a Springfield's team, you know, along with Missouri State. And there's so many former players and even some coaches that since I got the job have reached out, and it's been awesome. I mean, I've coached in Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, now Missouri, and I was just on the phone and I told the person I was talking to that this is the first time that I feel like I'm going into a program where the community, the university, everybody they love volleyball. I mean, I'm up at the office late at night. There's 2 or 3 courts going. A lot of college students out there playing. It's fun. You know, I mean, that's what you want, is you want people that understand the game, love the program, and I've heard that's what we have here. So it's about getting over this little hurdle, getting those fans back in.
Coach Chad Pline from local NBC, ABC affiliates, just looking at your roster now, what are the numbers like? How many young ladies maybe are you missing for a complete roster, or a roster you'd like to see?
We have 10 currently on the roster, you know, that will be in spring ball, and we have 3 that signed in the fall. They're all still in and committed, so 13 on the roster. I'd typically like to have 15 or 16. We have 1 middle blocker, so we're going to have to get at least 2. Well, that's going to be the most important thing right now, and then we'll just kind of see from there what we need from some other positions, but that would be my first thought.
And anybody maybe that has entered a portal to leave, have you had any conversations or been able to reach out to anybody considering maybe leaving from the program?
I have not.
Okay.
I haven't reached out to anybody. You know, one thing that I said to the players last night in our team meeting is, you know, we want players that want to be here, you know. And I've been through some transitions, and I've been through some rough patches, even in the middle of stays at places. And I said, you know, when the dust settles and you look to your right, you look to your left, and those are the ones who are still standing with you, those are the ones you want fighting with you. You know, so that's the number one thing, is we want players that want to be at Missouri State.
Are there nerves of any potential punishment coming, or is NCAA still investigating the program?
You know, that's something that I'm not sure exactly where it's all at. I don't have any nerves with what might come in the future. That is something, of course, you vet as you're going. Before you take a job, you want to know what's going on, and so the administration's been very straightforward with how the whole process went, and I felt comfortable coming in, and I felt comfortable with the administration's vision of, hey, if it goes a different way, they're going to back me no matter what. So I'm not worried about, oh, we got to take this punishment, but hey, sorry, you're going to be stuck with what you got. They're going to do whatever it takes to help me and my staff and these young ladies get this program back going the right way.
And just a little bit about yourself, your coaching technique, what can fans expect to see when they come out here to Hammond Student Center?
Well, we're going to have a team that's going to play really hard. I mean, I don't know, other than to say, like I said earlier, I mean, we want to be involved in the community. We want to have a program that when this community comes to watch, they're going to be proud of it, and they're going to see that we're a team we're all pulling in the same direction. And we're going to need probably the fans, the community, to understand that it's going to take some time. And again, I haven't been here when it's been at its most elite. So I understand that we have some fans that have come and have seen it at its best, and they may come next year and see a product that doesn't meet their expectations, and we're going to keep working hard to get it that way. And we're going to keep working hard to recruit, to get players in here where, like I said, we're playing for conference championships, we're playing in the NCAA tournament. All those banners hanging up in there, you know, we want that to be an intimidating thing when teams come in here. So you're going to have a coach that cares about his players. We want to graduate our student athletes. I mean, that's what they're here for, to get that degree. And so if you come in my gym, you're not going to see a coach that's yelling at players and stomping around. Every once in a while I may do that towards a referee, but I don't do that towards my own players. But no, I think hopefully what we'll have is a fun, exciting, fast, tempo type team that people come and they just enjoy watching. I mean, volleyball, and again, I'm coming into a community that understands this more than when I've been at some other places. But man, when people come in and watch this sport for the first time, they tend to keep coming back. It's fast, exciting, fun. I mean, there's some really good athletes out there.
It feels pretty late in the process for you being hired. Just how late is it kind of recruiting wise too for you?
Well, for this next season, it's really late. And even for 2021, you know, it's late. So the typical timeline is you're typically 2 years out recruiting. Now, we did sign 3 in the fall. We need a couple players next year. We have some 2021s committed that I'll be reaching out to and talking to see where they're at. And we can't get out on the road until next weekend, so a week from Friday. So it really, as far as being out on a day-to-day basis, I haven't been hurt by that. Coaching again in Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas and now Missouri. I mean, I've got a lot of connections in this area. And so, again, I've had a lot of club coaches reach out. It's been nice because I think I've had about 3 or 4 of the high school coaches in the area already reach out and welcome me in. I'm looking forward to getting out and meeting all them. Some really good programs in this area. I've never been, well, since I've been in Lubbock, Texas, I haven't been at a program where I can recruit in the area and actually field a competitive team. When I was at Mississippi, the program has been around 40 years and never had a scholarshiped Mississippi player. And so, I mean, that's what we were dealing with in that state. And it's getting better there, but to see that typically half the roster is from about an hour radius is a lot of fun to look at. My wife will be really excited that I say, I'm going recruiting, and then I'll see her the same day. So instead of leaving and being gone for every time 3-4 days, so that'll be nice.
Coach, just kind of what's your early view on the talent that you have coming back potentially this fall?
You know, I could give you a better assessment on that in a couple of weeks. I don't know. We haven't been on the court yet. And I'm not gonna, I'll be honest, you guys are gonna see that when I sit up here and talk about my team and talk about myself. And that, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, you're not gonna get coach speak all the time. But I mean, I don't wanna say what I think at this point when I hadn't even been on the court with them yet.
Coach, Nate Lucas with the local ESPN radio affiliate. You're replacing pretty much a legend, most winningest coach in the history of the Missouri Valley. I mean, you've been one to take on challenges like this. It seems like you have your work cut out for you.
For sure. Coach Stokes has done a tremendous job here. And again, she's one of those legends in the coaching ranks. When I took over at Tulsa the year before, I think and I can go back and look, or you can to know for sure, but they were like 30-2 the year before I took the job and went to the second round of the NCAA tournament, I believe. And so I was taking over a group that was the expectations. And we went back to the NCAA tournament. We made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament again. Probably a little bit easier after a bump than it is if I were walking in and saying, oh, she's had 20-plus winning seasons in a row. Here's all these banners. Here's, you know, walking in after a 10-win season versus a 20-plus. And again, told you I'd just be honest, it's probably a little bit easier than coming right in after, like you said, a legend. So Definitely. I mean, I think this program in general creates a little bit of pressure to be successful.
You've,
And,
oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Well, you've done a lot of, you've won pretty much everywhere you've been. I guess, what's like, do you have a realistic timetable in terms of when you think this program can get back kind of towards the direction it needs to be on?
I definitely think it's gonna take a couple of years, you know. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not gonna have some success next year and then the next year after that. But as far as where this program's been, I mean, it's just being realistic that it's gonna take a couple of years to to get it back. I hope it's faster than that. And I'm not gonna put a timetable on anything. We're gonna work really hard to make it next year. So that's the goal.
As far as the staff goes, have you been able to?
We're working on that. Should have one probably announced next week, and then it'll probably be within the next couple of weeks we have the other one on board. I'm hoping, you know. So we'll put together a staff again that's going to work hard, and I think it's going to be really involved with the community and good people and good coaches.
Did you have any contact with Coach Stokes before or after you took this job?
I have not yet. No,
What about Linda Dollar?
I have not.
With your previous stops, just looking at your resume, do you have family kind of near the area, close to the area? And brag about your own family.
Well, Little Rock area is where I grew up, so not too far. And my family, my wife, and I mean, we as coaches put our wives through some crap. Again, so very thankful for her that she decided to marry a college coach, and she puts up with me and all this moving and all the time that I spend, but she loves it. I have 3 beautiful kids. Jackson will be 15 on the 8th of this month. Molly just turned 12 in December, and Nate turns 7 on the 20th of this month. So they're sad that they have to leave their friends in Mississippi, but they're excited about getting up here. I try to send them pictures to get them excited. I sent my son Jackson, he loves basketball. He's a big basketball guy, and so I sent him a picture of the practice gym with basketball goals in it. We didn't have basketball goals in our facility. It was a volleyball only facility, no basketball goals. So I sent a picture. I was like, dude, you got a place to shoot. You got a place to come in and play. So I think he'll be excited about that. So, but yeah, my family, and I know I keep saying this, but my family's going to be involved in the community also. I mean, that's what you'll see us at ball games. You'll see us around when things are going on. You know, that's we want to be part of this culture and what's going on. We're excited about it, and we don't know any other way than just to jump with both feet in.